We just saw Dragon Ball Superhero. Hi, how are you?
Yep. We were there.
We went to the theater. We saw it, and it was good. I think
It was wacky.
Was it more good than bad? I don't know if we do
a pro and con.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm Jay, by the way.
I'm Josh.
They all know who we are.
I know. I don't know why we still.
But I mean, it was definitely different.
Yeah.
The animation was dope.
The animation was incredible. Any reservations I had about it being CGI were out the window. Lots of circular shots, I know. They kind of slowed it down at the end, but the first 15 minutes, it felt like they had to be like, we have 3D models rigged, so we're just going to circle the camera around them, because that's not something we get to do normally.
Yep.
And it was so damn
really
expensive.
Like it when we did it in Broly.
They better have paid those animators well.
And it was so damn expensive to do. You're
long
damn well gonna see
Marvel, they're probably paid. I have no idea what goes on with those studios. So it was funny. I found myself laughing. I think more than any movie since Battle of Gods, maybe even a little more than Battle of Gods.
Oh, this is gonna be spoiler heavy.
Yeah, this is spoiler, and this is a review of the dubbed version. Funimation did a good job with the help of Super Mario. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Magenta. So, should we get into the plot, and then as we go through it, we'll talk about.
Sure, let's do that.
So basically, the Red Ribbon Army is back, and they've been under the scenes the whole time. The story mainly focuses on Magenta, who is the son of Commander Red of the Red Ribbon Army, who died way back in Dragon Ball, and the grandson of Dr. Gero, who was Dr. Hedo, who I don't know if he was a child or an adult. Yeah, that was weird. He's the little kind of butterball-y guy that you see in some of the. He was fun though. I liked him. I genuinely liked his character.
Yeah, he turned out
looks like a little tubby Hitler.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
without the stash,
he murdered a bunch of people.
He did murder a bunch of people.
Allah.
It was
that was before.
This is kind of our last. This is the second. So there's 2 Dragon Ball Super movies now, because Broly was the first one to coin it to be Dragon Ball Super and not Dragon Ball Z, even though Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, they took place within Super Story, but they were Z movies. It was a whole thing. But I just noticed that, like, we've now had both Dragon Ball Super movies are misunderstood villains so far. Like, that seems to be the running theme. Dr. Hedo, he makes some bad stuff. He basically he's really smart, and all he wants to do is create the world's best android ever. But he also likes superheroes. That's part of where the name of the movie comes from. He's into superheroes. He's definitely into being a good guy. And so Magenta, the son of Dr. Red, voiced by Charles Martinet, who plays Mario, he tricks Dr. Hedo into thinking that Bulma and Capsule Corporation, he basically convinces him, hey, she's working with aliens, which he's spot on about that part. He's 100% accurate. But he convinces Dr. Hedo that these aliens are bad guys out to enslave the planet and tricks him. And so he builds super-de-duper powerful androids, 2 of which being Gamma's number 1 and 2. Those are the very similar-looking people. One has 1 fin on his head, and 2 has 2 fins on his head. They have blasters and
Can you
capes.
guess which number they are?
Thing 1 and Thing 2?
Off of their fins.
Oh, yeah. They should have done it the other way around.
Well,
right, that would have been cool.
I must point out that they lured in
Thing 1 and Thing 2?
No, the 24-year-old mad scientist who's addicted to eating. They lured him into the whole situation with tons of money for funding and Oreos.
Yep.
And Oreos.
Because he's a little fat 24-year-old.
And a threat of death, but that didn't bother him at all.
Yeah, he was
fine. And he's a nerd. It probably is Akira's way of like shitting on this generation.
There was a lot of fat stuff in this.
Yeah, actually, there really was.
All the teenage.
They gave him literal thick skin. So
yeah, he did. He had. In a way, like how Goku basically got bulletproof skin from doing lots of push-ups and sit-ups. Hedo did it via science, which was cool. So he's unaffected by bullets, which I can't help but think is going to come into play later. Like, one thing that I wanted to write down and forgot, I have little pages of notes, that's what these crinklings are. One thing that I thought of during the movie but forgot to write it down, I want Mr. Satan to get bulletproof skin treatment. Like, where is our Mr. Satan gets better art? Because that's another thing that this movie was like, it was catharsis for the fandom, the movie, but also lots and lots of blue balls.
Yeah.
So two of the robots that are developed are these superhero-style robots, androids, I guess. I'm sorry, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they're entirely manufactured. They are androids, unlike 17 and 18. So Gamma 1 and 2, they're good. They're good guys that are running off of misinformation, so they're trying to fight our heroes. They are incredibly strong, at least it seems to be. We don't really have a measuring stick because, spoiler alert, Goku and Vegeta are off planet for this entire movie because of an ice cream party. Bulma has the ability to call Whis on a little kind of cell phone thing that doesn't look not like a dragon radar, and she can't get a hold of them because they're training on the planet and they have an ice cream party, and a bucket of ice cream is on Whis' staff, and so he never receives the call, and that's why Goku and Vegeta don't come to help. But as a result, Gohan and Piccolo have to step up.
God.
So that's a thing. If you're one of those people going, I wish Gohan and Piccolo would get stronger, guess what? This is your movie. They both do.
Congratulations, Super Saiyan 5. You did it.
Both of them get new forms. Really, Gohan was very Super Saiyan 5 reminiscent. Like, silvery hair, red eye. Oh, man. I don't know if we get into it in the story portion or how. So Piccolo remembers that Krillin and Gohan got a significant power up from Guru and decides to try to do the same by going to Dende, and Dende's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not, I gotta be really old and fat in order to do that.
I gotta be about to die.
I gotta be on my way out before I can start doing that. And Piccolo's like, well, I can fucking kill you and that'll do it. And he's like, no, please don't. And then they move on. That doesn't happen, but that's where I wish it would have gone.
Yeah, and then he just dumps a bucket of holy water on a freaking a Bandai Tamashii.
He's like, oh, let me just power up the dragon. And he pulls out like a dinner tray with the dragon statue and a bottle of water.
It has a Band Presto made freaking dragon statue, unpainted, and he pours some fucking water on it.
I've just been waiting to I'm really surprised it wasn't like, why have you not done that before? Like, you never asked me. Like, it was just one of the...
Yeah, the potions, the potion's been there the whole time.
Did you not want me to do this for Majin Buu? Oh, yeah, Majin Buu. There's another one. So, Buu's asleep again. Yeah. Buu's just chilling asleep, so he doesn't get... Apparently... They basically came up with every excuse they could to make sure Gohan and Piccolo had to handle this alone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and 18 was there.
18 was there. And then she helped, and Krillin helped, and,
Yeah, and we further confirmed that... Android 18 is a Dom, and Krillin is a sub.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She plucked him out of the ground like a vegetable at one point.
She booty bumped him into the fucking...
They have a peg night.
Oh, my God. So...
Don't tell me they don't.
All right, cathartic moments.
He meant to say Fortnite.
The one that I got really upset about in this whole... So, this was what you didn't notice because you were actually paying attention. But when the red ribbon stuff started happening, I like leaned forward as hard as I could in the seat because I'm not sure if it's entirely yours, but I know the Android and Cell arc is Archie and our favorite arc in all of Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
I feel like it's certainly up there for you. I don't know if you're as adamant of it's the best as we are, but like this is a sequel to the Android saga, really, in a lot of ways, and so we do retread some old stuff, but I was so excited by the concept of that coming back. This was the return of my favorite arc, and on the posters I got to see, as did all of you, Goten and Trunks finally are big, lanky, dumb teenagers now, and that's amazing. And they kind of explain it. I don't know if they did in the subbed version, but in the dub, Gohan's like, oh yeah, we Saiyans just stay really small, and then we suddenly have a big growth spurt. So they kind of retconned in what has actually been happening all along.
A neat little thing they did. They got new hairstyles, too.
Yeah.
Goten and Gohan have new hair.
Yeah, and Trunks. I didn't even notice until right now. Trunks' hair is blue.
What?
Yes.
I did not notice
Teen Trunks, like... Yeah, Trunks he 100% had blue hair.
He did. I was actually more paying attention to the fact that he's wearing a vest. So the hair kind of threw me off. I'm like, what is he?
Trunks he went from side part to center part, but that hair was absolutely blue, which, how did I not pay attention? What color was Gotenks' hair? Did he have blue? Did he have, no, I feel like he just had black hair.
Yeah, he had, well,
did he have streaks?
He had purple, yeah.
He did have streaks? Okay.
Yeah, he did.
All right, wow, so yeah, there's my big Band-Aid ripoff. Since high school.
Oh yeah, they touched tips and it didn't work.
For anybody that I've said it before, I'm 35 years old. I've been out of high school for a very long time. For 20 years, all I've wanted to see is a canon grown-up Gotenks, and I saw big lanky Goten and Trunks jump off of the ship and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get my wish. And they mess up the fusion, and they're fat for the whole movie. And it's funny, and it provides some comic relief, and it provides a Super Saiyan fart. But then they have the audacity.
Not even, because they don't go Super Saiyan.
That's true. Yeah, no.
It's just a fusion
he farted
fart.
Trying to go Super... Well, he tried. He said Super Saiyan and it got like a yellow aura and then farted, and then the aura turned off, and he didn't pull it off. But then they had the audacity at the end of this movie. There's a little celebratory flying around scene, and we see all the characters. And while we see all the characters, Goten and Trunks do the fusion dance again, and they pull it off, and then the camera pans away from them, and we never see Gotenks.
Yep.
And that's... So I'm very upset.
Yeah.
This really was... It was Blue Balls, the movie. Gohan and Piccolo have new forms.
Yep.
So Piccolo has Super Namekian, but it's not. It's just called Orange Piccolo.
Orange Piccolo.
But to be fair, he named it himself, and he did... He kind of said, like, that's not really my thing, like, as he prepared to do it, so that's forgivable. But it looks really cool. He's super buff.
He's orange.
And he's very orange. His arms are way more orange than his body, and that makes me uncomfortable.
I call him Squashalo.
But he has a... Oh, he does. He looks like a big summer squash. He gets red eyes and a big-ass jaw, and his antennae stick up instead of hanging down, which... all in all, I think he looks cool. He has a kanji on the back of his outfit for some reason. Like, the world tree appeared during his transformation sequence. Then it, like, simplified into... Like, if the world tree was a logo in the 90s, it becomes the 2000s version of it when they tried to just dumb everything down, like the Pepsi logo. Like, just make it simpler, like that video JonTron did, where he just nulled down everybody's corporate symbols. But he ends up... So, for some reason, he has this kanji on his back now. I don't fully understand. I'm sure we'll learn more about it.
I personally thought that was a play on the fact that he kept being called Demon Piccolo.
Okay.
He kept being called Demon Piccolo, and then when he fell to the depths of hell is when that happened.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe that's what they'll call
Demon form. And now that you mention it, with his antennae coming up, that's a little more horn-like. So he is that is kind of... And his eyes are red.
Yeah,
He's never had red eyes in any form. He looks badass. He grows. That's cool.
That's after his baby puke fucking color. Baby puke
and that's what I thought. They did a good job teasing that, because when he got his... Oh, yeah, we're going to go all over the place because I'm a part of this thing. But, so...
I don't care.
Dende can't power up Piccolo, tells him that he can't power up Piccolo, but then he's like, just have Shenron do it. And so he summons Shenron because Bulma has all the Dragon Balls. They talked about it in Broly, how she had been using the Dragon Balls to take 5 years off her life. So ever since Broly came to Earth, she realized we need to have the Dragon Balls all the time, and she literally just has a scout team. She has people employed through Capsule Corp. Their job is just to hunt Dragon Balls, to keep them out of bad guys' hands and give Bulma cosmetic surgery, which she does. Bulma literally gets a butt lift from Shenron in this movie.
There's no... Did he take the cooldown away? Like, there's no...
That was something I found myself wondering. Like, is she doing 3 surgeries in 5 minutes and then the Dragon Balls are just gone for a year at a time?
I don't know.
Or maybe she's only making 1 wish at a time, so the Dragon Balls are only null for 4 months, and she's like, yeah, we can ride this out and be fine. But yeah, literally getting cosmetic surgery. Wondering if she added any inches to Vegeta during this whole time. Like, at least once she had to be like, you know what? Vegeta, or even just like, he's starting to get that sagging skin there. Can you get my husband a facelift too?
Tighten that up.
But yeah, Bulma literally uses the Dragon Balls for surgery, but Piccolo also uses it to have his potential unlocked in the way that Guru did for Gohan and Krillin. And then he powers up and he color. What did you just say it turned into? Like you described his color change as something.
Oh, a couple of different things. Baby shit green was one of them.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess I thought that was the track, because I had heard that was one thing I had spoiled but hadn't seen, was that Piccolo had a new form.
Yeah.
And so when he powered up and he changed a little, I was like, oh, okay, that's his new form now. He's got veiny arms and he's a different color.
No.
Which is a nice tease.
Two what? Transformations?
Yeah. Two.
I found out about that through... Because I collect the figures. Maybe someday you'll see them on the channel sometime. But I saw that actually when they were releasing figures through the Tamashii line, that they released a new Piccolo that had different colors. And apparently that's what that was the unlocked potential version.
Okay. So when he goes potential unlocked, it's a color change.
It's a figure. So I'm like, what is that? I thought it was more like the discrepancy between manga and the actual show, like, because those were, you know, kind of different colors palettes too.
I love mangoes.
I thought it was something like that, but no, I guess that's what it was. So I had seen it, but didn't know the context, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So he has an official new form. So
yeah,
rejoice, Piccolo fans. He has an actual transformation now, and I liked. I thought it looked cool.
That means he's
one thing I
relevant
wrote too
again.
is the comments are never gonna forgive me again, because even though I've corrected this mistake, and it will also be corrected again in future videos, but when you have a Why the Movies Can't Happen compilation that got 2 million views, thank you very much for that, by the way, I get comments about 4 times a day that Piccolo used the stretchy arm technique in the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament. I probably even didn't say the right number, so God, please. In one of the martial arts tournaments, 23rd, I think, is actually it.
No.
Yeah, Piccolo uses the stretchy arm technique in this movie, so...
he also used the clothes beam.
Leave me alone. He used the clothes beam.
He did use the clothes beam.
Which also reminds me, the way he gets Gohan's attention is the funniest thing. He just goes up to Gohan's window when he's studying and just drags his fingernail down the glass. And he does it twice, and it just... Also, did Gohan know that was Piccolo? Like, Pan sensed Piccolo immediately. So Piccolo has this whole espionage subplot where he does a cool classic movie, beats up a henchman and puts on his outfit and infiltrates the Red Ribbon Army base. And
the dude's just out cold for fucking...
I think Piccolo killed him. He just didn't know. He
broke his neck
and didn't realize it.
Metal Gear Solid.
He was just a regular person, so he's dead from a breath. He breaks into the Red Ribbon Army base and spies on them and realizes that they're trying to get revenge on Goku and everybody else that, you know, does things was involved in killing Cell and
followed Gamma.
Yeah, he followed. Yeah, so Gamma attacks Piccolo seconds after. By the way, he's like, Gohan, why aren't you training? He's like, come on, Piccolo, nothing's gonna happen. And then like 5 seconds later, Gamma's like, huzzah! And he starts fighting Piccolo, and he has like Deadpool sound effect onomatopoeias that Piccolo can see. By the way, we have a cool clock that has batteries in it now.
Go turn it off. Hurry! Oh my god.
The clock strikes 8.
Just keep going. Who cares?
I don't. That's our clock. It's more that you're farther away from the mic at this point. That's my only concern.
Well,
we're going to hear echo. No, I don't. I honestly don't care. I'm just trying to remember. I'm stalling for time because I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, Piccolo's espionage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gamma shows up. And they have like virtual screen sound effects, like they have like old school Batman kapows.
Oh,
but you can see them because they show like.
Isn't that called onomatopoeia?
Yeah, I said that right before the clock went off.
Oh, shows how much I was paying attention.
I think we were distracted by the clock. Yeah, so they have visual onomatopoeias, which is fun. So Gamma attacks Piccolo. Piccolo chases him down, follows him to the Red Ribbon Army base. Sneaks into somebody's costume and spies on them, and they're trying to take out Goku and everybody else, so they decide to kidnap Gohan's son / Goku's grandson, and Piccolo kind of volunteers to help with the mission because he knows her. And so Piccolo spends most of the movie in like a Red Ribbon soldier outfit, which honestly looks kind of cool, and I hope they make video game skins and figures. But
I want one.
So Pan knows immediately. Like they go to get her from preschool. She beats up the one bad guy, and then immediately is like, "Oh, Piccolo, I can sense your energy. I know it's you." But Gohan doesn't seem to notice the whole time, and I don't know if he did or not. But like he did the nail thing. Like that was why I really wondered, was he got his attention by dragging his nail on the window in the uniform,
right?
And then he's pretending to kidnap Pan and all this. Basically, he just keeps going. He just keeps putting Pan in fake danger to keep unlocking Gohan's potential further and further. Yeah, and it works every time.
But that right there just nullifies it, because if he knew that was Piccolo, then the guy tries pulling a Glock on him, which everyone in this has a 9mm, and Gohan flicks it out of his hand. It was hilarious. But then he shows him a video of the Red Ribbon Army holding Pan hostage. Yeah, and he wouldn't have snapped the way he did if he was like, Piccolo's in on this. What the hell? What am I being punked?
That's true.
You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah. So
I think turned on him. So he's like, Piccolo joined the Red Ribbon Army after all this.
I think it's just further hammering Piccolo's point into the ground that Gohan is off.
Yeah, and has been for a long time. And I'm fine with it. I've always been fine with it. I kind of saw that as Gohan's arc. He was the one that had the potential to be more powerful than his father, but all he wanted to do was be normal and get married and have a kid, and he did. And cool, I like that. That said, still really cool to see him be badass again.
They proved it in this one finally. that he can become the strongest
Oh,
being
yeah.
on the planet if he tried.
Yep. Yeah. So we have a nice little Piccolo death fake out, and Gohan goes absolutely apeshit and gets a cool new form.
The snap
we're jumping
thing
way
from-
ahead again.
Did you guys notice that? The red line snap?
Oh, did it happen?
Yeah.
Before he. Wow.
You
so
didn't
they,
see that?
No. So they
Oh my
full
God.
on called back Super
Yeah,
Saiyan
yeah.
2.
Oh, yeah.
Gohan basically just goes Super Saiyan 2 again.
Okay.
And I say that because Gohan's hair, when he went Super Saiyan 2, was 1 millimeter shy of ridiculously too big. It was just as long as it could look in the Cell games and still look cool. But they wanted to double down for us. They were like, you know what? There's going to be 30-year-olds in this movie theater that went apeshit when Gohan transformed. Let's just do that again. And it worked. It was really cool. He had an awesome transformation. But
I'm
his
calling
hair
it Super Silver 2.
It's ridiculous.
Silver 2.
And like I said, though, they couldn't just do Super Saiyan 3. They wanted to give more hair without it looking the same as Super Saiyan 3, because Super Saiyan 3 at this point is irrelevant.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 3
Super
is,
Saiyan
it's
is
just
just
done.
irrelevant.
It's done.
Super Silver 2, I'm calling it.
Yeah,
Ash-
even base Super Saiyan. I mean,
trademark.
For as irrelevant as Super Saiyan has been, Gohan sure made it look cool in this movie.
Yeah.
He got his Cell Games outfit back, including the Piccolo shoulder pads, so
Via
we
the
got
clothes
to see
beam.
some really, really cool via clothes beam, and it was like a quick clothes beam. And all this, I can't believe we've managed to go the entire time through without actually revealing the villain, even throughout the transformations. So here's the bad for me, I think, personally.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
So the villain, which I somehow never got spoiled for me.
Before we go, it sounded cool when they mentioned
It seemed
him.
badass, yes.
The concept was great, and they planted the seed like a half hour before execution.
Yeah.
So they did a build-up fantastically. They just didn't stick any kind of a landing.
No.
So Gamma 1 and 2 were not Hedo's ultimate creations, which again was a callback. We got a set of 2 androids that were awesome, only to find out there was something way stronger. And can you guess what it is, kids? In a Red Ribbon Army sequel, it's Cell. He's back. Cell
kind of.
Max. It's not Cell. He doesn't have any of Cell's previous memory. He's just rebuilt.
He's just running on 5G.
Has a pretty cool design. I would have thought it was way cool. I don't know how they faked it out like that. So he's basically, he is semi-perfect Cell.
He's like second form.
Yeah, he's second form, semi-perfect Cell.
Right.
But red and with like a mace on his tail instead of a nozzle to suck you up with. And that mace also has holes that can shoot energy blasts out. And he's a red second form Cell, and he is dumb.
He is dumb.
Okay, cool. Well, good a reason as any. That sound means I didn't plug in the laptop, but it's cool because we're at the finale part anyway.
Yep.
So Cell Max is his name,
Max.
which honestly I liked it at first, but they said it so many times that it made me realize it was dumb. Like they were like Cell Max, and I'm like I like it, and then they were like Cell Max, Cell Max, Cell Max, and you know how when you say a word over and over again, it starts to sound weird.
Yep.
This happened, and I was like Cell Max is a dumb name, and I hate it.
Well, he was not only was he red, he was also a whole lot of green still. He looked like a freaking giant Christmas ornament.
He looked like a shiny Christmas ornament, and he looked like Harudagarn.
He came out looking like semi-perfect because he wasn't.
And he was incomplete. That's what I was going to point out.
Okay, yeah, because they kept talking over and over about how he wasn't done yet. He wasn't quite cooked. And Magenta was like, screw that, I don't care, I'm letting him out. And he did. But what I didn't he was revealed like 2 minutes, but he just kept coming out screaming. He's Bio-Broly and Harudagarn.
Yeah.
He doesn't say words, he just screams. He's a mindless
And he just
idiot.
shoots lasers out of his mouth, his eyes, his ass, his tail.
And then there's a reveal that I don't think they planned on being a reveal. They just didn't have him to scale against anything. But he's a freaking kaiju as well. Like, I thought he was going to be a normal-sized semi-perfect Cell, and then you finally see him up against somebody, and he's literally bigger than a great ape. He's massive. As a result, it felt like there was no final fight. I didn't feel like I got any kind of an epic final Dragon Ball battle because it was a big. We got to see Piccolo go big, but then immediately he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't get any stronger. Like this is basically just the equivalent of puffing out my chest."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold him and Gohan, you blast him really hard.
That was funny though, the call out.
Oh, and then what was Gohan's attack that he used to?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't
finish
got
off
there yet.
good old Cell?
Oh, it's about time to get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Gohan has to do a strong attack, and anybody want to give the big reveal?
It's a Kamehameha!
No, it's not. You. Oh man.
He used the special beam cannon, but like super overpowered version.
In his beastly form with his long hair, and it went through Cell's head in what you pointed out was an absolute callback to Piccolo. Like, oh, I didn't even know. Piccolo was holding him.
Yeah.
Even that was a callback. So,
Yeah.
so Piccolo's holding Cell, and he gets, they do a full Nelson special beam cannon. But it doesn't hit Piccolo through the chest because he blasts Cell right through the head. And it looks cool. There's a lot of visual callbacks. Goku and Vegeta have a training fight on Beerus's planet, and they pose in the same way they did for the Saiyan saga. One thing I noticed that I know not many people are gonna, so you heard it here first, folks. But after their fight in the end credits, Goku and Vegeta like fall back and pass out on the ground, and they're in the exact same layout that they were when they fell over and passed out after fighting Metacooler.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of neat as well.
They do that shiz.
Man, so there was a lot of cute stuff, I thought, for sure.
Yeah, like you said in the beginning that we kind of jumped around or skipped over was... Like, in between all of the action was a lot of wholesomeness and actually a lot of comedy.
Yeah,
it was a whole lot of...
genuinely funny.
One particular moment for me was kind of similar to Russell Crowe playing... what's his name?
Zeus
in Thor.
Yeah.
Just that one little moment. There was a similar moment like that. And it was just... I lost it in the theater. I was trying to contain myself so it didn't turn into a laughing fit. But it was, I'm not even gonna point it out. I'm just gonna say it involves a little roly poly and the little freaking Luigi.
During Hedo and Magenta's fight.
Yep.
There's an incredible moment that it was.
It's
you,
so subtle.
You were wheezing next to about 30 seconds later. I hear like. And I'm like, what's going on? And I look over and you're still like burying your head in your
I took my glasses off
head.
to wipe my eyes a few times. Like I was about to lose it.
Oh, it was, So it looked amazing. Like,
and speaking of Thor and Marvel, how about the way that Gamma, spoiler alert, he dies.
One of them
does.
One of the Gammas doesn't make it.
We'll let you figure that out when you finally watch it. But one of them goes off into the beyond, and how he does is similar to a snap.
It was, beyond similar. Like, it was... Somebody likes the Avengers, because Broly, when Broly smashed Goku, that was copy and pasted of Hulk smashing Loki. There was a couple of smashes in Broly that, so I think some of these animators are really going. Didn't somebody draw Goku and somebody found out it was ripped off from Captain America or vice versa? There was some shot of Goku in the manga the mango. But lots of visual callbacks. There were tons. There were a ton of... Just like we got little snippets in Broly, we got to see tons of key moments from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z done in this new animation style that was absolutely fantastic. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed that. We got to see a little bit of Namek, a lot of the androids and Cell, and it just looked really good. In fact, a lot of those did not seem CG like the movie was. Mm-hmm. Some of those, they looked drawn.
Yeah.
But... just better. It was so.
They showed what happened with Mecha Frieza and Trunks.
Yeah,
they showed that on a phone.
That was cool.
Confirmed they have social media too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Magenta's right hand man. His name is Carmine, and he has a YouTube channel. And I hope somebody has made it because there was just a lot of humor to come from that. And there was a part where. Basically, they showed a Cell, which I think it actually had to have been one of Giro's spy drones recording it, and he was just playing it through a cell phone.
Right.
But, so Magenta shows footage trying to convince Hedo that these are aliens, and he's like, tell me that these aren't aliens fighting other aliens right here on Earth, and it's a real-time representation of when Trunks killed Frieza. It was the blast and the jump and the slice all in 3 seconds. It was literally what it would have looked like for a normal person to have seen that, and that was incredible, and I want to see more of that.
That was cool.
And now they made a statue of it.
So I can't give it a letter or number score during the spoiler filled discussion that we're doing right now. But I do plan on doing a more proper, just 2-minute review kind of thing, and maybe by then I'll have settled on what I think it is out of 10.
Yeah,
it was satisfying. It was definitely satisfying. It was really neat to be able to see something in a local theater. For me, it didn't stick the landing.
I'm gonna go 7 out of 10 just because of the number of Dragon Balls. That seems easy.
Honestly, and that's
because it is favorable, but it missed the mark, like you said.
Yeah, it definitely gets a passing grade for me, but it's.
It was the final boss for me.
Yeah. Even the whole time I was expecting Cell Max to scream and power up and then turn into a little perfect, like a red tiny perfect Cell. Even if he was dumb and didn't speak, I think that's what I was waiting for, was Cell and Gohan to clash again, and I don't feel like we got that.
No, because it was like a 20-on-1 battle.
Yeah.
You know?
It just, it felt like a raid boss, and I didn't feel any kind of satisfying. Like, Broly was one-on-one battle after one-on-one battle, and then 2-on-1 and 1-on-1 and fusion 2-on-1. The whole thing felt like a fight. I didn't feel like there was any really good fight in this. I think the best fight was Goku and Vegeta's sparring match off planet, where they didn't even transform into Super Saiyans.
Was it 2 minutes we got of that, and then they cut?
And Broly's still here, but he doesn't do anything. But I'm just glad that he's here, and I'm glad he has a shirt on again. I was worried we were going to have shirtless Broly forever. I like that look of him with the spandex under armor, the boots, like the Frieza Force. I like this look, so I'm glad we get to see more of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about it. Anybody else? I liked it.
It was good, yeah.
I liked Battle of Gods and Broly. I walked out of feeling more satisfied. Which, hey, maybe it's in every other. Like, this felt more like Resurrection F to me. Resurrection F, I didn't enjoy nearly as much as I liked Battle of Gods. Right. And then I liked Broly more than I liked anything, so maybe the next movie will knock it out of the park. But,
if there will be a next movie.
Oh, man. I hope this does well. Yeah, I haven't checked charts or anything like that.
I think I'll end it with the biggest spoiler of all. Piccolo still doesn't have a license.
He doesn't.
That's right.
He sucks at flying.
Still doesn't have a license.
Yeah. Closing thoughts. Piccolo doesn't have a license.
It's true.
But yeah. So there's our thoughts. There are loose spoiler-free thoughts. Or spoiler-full thoughts. If you want a spoiler-free review, that'll be coming shortly, and it'll be much more concise. But I really wanted to get it all out while we had just seen it.
Comment below what you thought of the movie and Gohan's crazy new hair.
Yeah.
Super Silver
and
too.
Anything. What did you like? What did you dislike? What did we forget to talk about during this rambling? Let us know. But man, I'm glad we saw it. It was fun.
Me too.
New Dragon Ball is always good. All right, well, bye guys.
See ya.
Yeah.